Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making laundry bar soap with calcium. Okay, now to make this soap, these are my ingredients. I have my oil. This oil is a mixture of palm kernel oil and bleached palm oil. My palm oil is 1 liter and my palm kernel oil is 500 mils. Okay, the next ingredient I'll be showing you is my caustic soda. Caustic soda is 231 grams. Then next is my soda ash. My soda ash is also 231 grams. Then I have my foam booster in the form of SLS. You can see it. You can see it. I mixed it up, that's why you're seeing these bubbles on top. I just dissolved it not quite long ago. And my foam booster I'll be using 87 grams of my foam booster. Then this is my perfume. I'll be using 50 grams of my perfume. Then my calcium. This is my calcium powder, and I will be using 346 grams of my calcium powder. For my water, I'll be dissolving my caustic soda with 530 mils of water. I'll be doing that now. I'm using rainwater to dissolve it. So this is 500, and I've added 538 grams of water into my caustic soda, that is 231 grams. So I'll mix it up and allow it to cool down. I'm mixing it up now. Here the place is well aerated, everywhere is open. I will soon wear my hand gloves when I start making the soap proper. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up and allow it to cool down. That's why I'm not wearing my hand gloves now, but please, you wear your hand gloves, so don't follow my own. Okay, so the next thing I'll be dissolving also is my soda ash. My soda ash, as I said earlier on, is 231 grams, and I'll also be dissolving it in the same 538 mils of rainwater. I'm using rainwater. You can use distilled water or spring water or any good borehole water. If you know that your area is good and your borehole water is good, it's not having mineral deposits in it, you can use it. So I'm going to put in my distilled water, my rainwater now. So this is my rainwater. Then I've put in my 531 grams of rainwater. One thing I want you to know with soda ash is you can't just pour water in soda ash and disappear and leave it and expect it to dissolve. No, you have to stir. So I'm going to stand here and stir this thing until it completely dissolves before I move. If I leave it, I'll come back and meet some deposits, and I would not want that. I also forgot to add, for my laundry soap, I'll be using my brown color. This is optional. You must not use brown color. At times, already the oils will give your soap a color, okay? But if you want to enhance the color, maybe to brown, you can use your brown color. If you want to use green color or blue color, whatever color you want to use, you can feel free to use it. So before I start, I'll first measure the temperature of my oil and my lye to make sure that they are close together. And this is the thermometer I will be using. This thermometer can measure up to 300 degrees centigrade. Okay, you can use any thermometer of your choice. I've already on my thermometer, and my thermometer is showing me that the room temperature is 27.1 degrees centigrade. Okay, so I'll be measuring the temperature of my oil. So I'll be measuring the temperature of my oils. Can you see my oil is 29.5 degrees centigrade? So I'm going to measure my lye now. I've cleaned the tip of my thermometer. I will measure my soda ash now. My soda ash is 33 degrees centigrade. So my oil is 29.9. My caustic, my soda ash is 33.3. Then let me check my lye. My lye is 57.2. So I need to bring down the temperature of my lye down a bit, at least to up to 30 or 33, so that to be within the range between my oils and my soda ash. Now, to avoid doing this, you can simply leave all of them overnight to cool down and come down to room temperature. But because I'm making my soap now and I'm not making semi-hot process, I will not want to do that. So I'll allow it to cool down a bit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it into a bowl of cool water a bit to cool down. Then I'll come back and we'll make our soup. So we are back. I'm back. I've put in my lye water in cold water to cool down. Now, as I said earlier on, to avoid this part, especially if you're making on large scale and you want to make strictly cold process, just measure your caustic and your soda ash, dilute them and leave them overnight. Just make sure that the next, when you're coming to make your oil, when you're coming back, your oil will have melted. You melt your oils and make sure that the temperature of the oil come down as close as possible to room temperature without them solidifying. Then you make your soap. Okay. Alternatively, if you want to make semi-hot process, you can decide to mix up your lye and use it when hot. Okay. So now I'm taking the temperature of my lye now again. My lye is 35 degrees centigrade and that is okay for me. So I'll just wipe off. So now I'm going to now wear my hand gloves. When you want to make soap, you wear your protection. I'm making such a small batch, but if I'm making a very large one, I don't joke around with this thing. So now I will start by pouring in my calcium. I've already told you the measurements of all these things. If you do not get it, you can watch back in the video. You see the measurements. Okay, so I'm going to pour in my calcium now. When you're pouring your calcium, you pour a little bit at a time. Okay, because I'm using a very good mixing stick, I'm not afraid. So that's why I'm putting in much at the same time before stirring. But if you know you're making a large batch, it's advisable you put in a little and stir. But if you have a good stirrer or an electronic mixer, no problem. So next I'll be pouring in my soda ash. My soda ash have completely dissolved. I will pour in my soda ash now. Pour in a little mix, pour in a little mix. The soap is quite hot because hard because you know I'm using palm oil. Palm oil creates a very hard soap. Okay, so the next thing I'll be putting in is my caustic soda. One advantage of doing it this way is that you get to have a smooth bar of soap. Okay, the next thing I'll be putting is my foam booster. As I said earlier on, the measurements are in the video, so check the video for the measurements. Make sure your foam booster is well liquefied though. And then now I'll be putting in my perfume. This is my perfume. Mix. Last but not the least, I'll be putting in a bit of my color. I'm not using all. Although the color you have to put to taste. Okay. My soap is ready. I'm going to pour it. So I'll be pouring my soap now into the mold. So I'll now insulate by covering up the top. So I'm going to keep this till the next day for 24 hours. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be cutting our soap. So now I'm going to demonstrate for you how I'll cut this soap. Now, this dimension will be the best for me because this is the same with have the same height with my laundry bar soap. So I put this soap this way and take the measurements. Okay, then I'll now tighten it up a bit. Next, I'll put my soap and cut. Also, so we need to cut into pieces. So this is what we do. We need to cut it like this. So we'll now loosen and increase it. We keep on increasing. Let's check to be sure that it is the same all through. Okay, so now all the other logs and put them. You have to be sure. Okay, so now we can cut, is it not so? We will now remove our soap. So push it for the next batch. So you can see the same size, is it not so? I have 15 tablets. Then this is this little off cut. This can be rebatched immediately. The way they are now, they can be rebatched into another soap. You will not even notice it. Or you can decide to use them at home. Anyone, okay? So next we'll be cutting our grooves. That is these grooves. So this is day one. Okay, we'll allow them to dry and see how they will look. Okay,